On the day my brother-in-law collapsed from a stroke, I didn't hesitate to slam the gas pedal and just drive away. Why? Because in my past life, when he had his heart attack and was rushed straight into the operating room, my wife, who happens to be a top surgeon, was actually out having dinner with her first love. I called her 99 times, but she never picked up the phone. In the end, my brother-in-law didn't make it. But instead of grieving, his family pushed all the blame right onto my shoulders. My mother-in-law pointed right in my face, screaming that I must have said something to Lu Yuyin. She yelled that if I hadn't purposely caused a misunderstanding, her daughter would have definitely rushed back to save her own brother. Without saying a single word, my wife's grandfather walked up and slapped me hard across the face. He cursed me. How could I be so vicious? How could a petty marital argument lead me to actually kill my own brother-in-law? Then there was my sister-in-law. Completely blind to the truth, she believed the rumors that I was the one who indirectly murdered her husband. So right on the day of the funeral, she drove her car straight into me. When I opened my eyes again, I realized I had somehow returned to the exact day my brother-in-law collapsed. My head was spinning. Before I could even process what was happening, I heard a bystander screaming out, "Hurry up and call an ambulance! Somebody is having a heart attack." Out of pure reflex, my hand grabbed the car door handle. But right at that very second, the vicious faces of my wife and her family flashed into my mind. I remembered them pointing their fingers at me, cursing my name, entirely convinced that I was the one who murdered him. And my sister-in-law didn't even hesitate to run me over on the day of the funeral. That bone-deep agony hit me again, making my whole body tense up, and every muscle twitched from the trauma. I instantly pulled my hand back. The light turned green, and I slammed the gas pedal without a single ounce of hesitation. I sped off to avoid being made the scapegoat a second time. I drove straight to my mother-in-law's house. "Mom, Lu Nuyen is working overtime today, so I brought some fish over for you." I walked right through the door, completely ignoring my mother-in-law's panicked expression as she frantically fumbled to hang up a video call. "Xiong, you're here." Before she could even finish her sentence, her phone started ringing. The second she answered, all the color drained from her face, and tears came pouring out. She rushed right at me, screaming to hurry up and get to the hospital because Huang Nam was in trouble. Honestly, I already knew this was going to happen, but I faked total shock anyway. I helped her into the car and sped straight to the hospital, where my wife, Lu Nu Yin, actually works. In this timeline, I completely kept my hands clean. Instead, some random bystander had to call the ambulance to bring my brother-in-law straight into the emergency room. By the time we got there, they had already pushed him into surgery. The doctor announced that they needed a family member to sign the papers. He had grade 3 heart disease. His current condition was incredibly critical, and he needed an operation right away. In my past life, it was this exact same scene. My mother-in-law was shaking as she grabbed the pen to sign the consent form. I told her that Lu Nuyen is the best cardiologist in the entire city, and since she's working overtime today, I should probably call her down just in case. My mother-in-law hesitated for a quick second before nodding. I called Lu Nuyen 3 times in a row, but no one picked up. "Mom, maybe she is busy. I'll head over to her department and look for her." My mother-in-law's eyes flashed with pure panic, but she nodded anyway. The second I walked away, she immediately dialed Lu Yuyin. I already knew for a fact that she absolutely wasn't at the hospital, and honestly, watch how this plays out. I wasn't stupid enough to go running around blindly. I just stood quietly in the stairwell, watching my mother-in-law repeatedly call Lu Yuyin. Her expression shifted from somewhat calm to totally anxious, eventually panicking so much she burst into tears. Watching that whole scene play out, I honestly couldn't help but let a little smirk show. She definitely had no idea that to get some quiet time with her ex, her precious daughter, had put her phone on silent a long time ago. Before I even arrived, Lu Nuyen had actually video called her own mom, begging her to try and stall me for a bit so she could have more time with her old flame. I faked being out of breath and ran back. "Mom, Lu Yuyen's colleague said she doesn't actually have a shift today and my calls aren't going through." A flash of guilt crossed my mother-in-law's face, but she still tried her best. To cover for Lu Nuyen, she mumbled that maybe she stepped out for an errand and to try calling back later. Right at that very moment, the grandfather of Lu Nuyen and my brother-in-law's in-laws showed up. The grandfather took one look at me and frowned. "Where is Lu Nuyen? Isn't she a heart doctor?" Why are you just standing here? Why haven't you called her down yet? In my previous life, when the doctor pronounced Huang Nam dead, before I could even process a single thing, he slapped me twice. You absolute bastard. You're her husband. How could you just stand by and watch your brother-in-law die? In this timeline, I naturally wasn't going to give him that chance again. I gave a bitter smile. Grandpa, I can't reach Lun Yu Yen at all. Just this morning, she told me she had a shift, but when I checked her department, her colleagues said she never even came to the hospital. I've been trying to call her. But absolutely no one is answering. My mother-in-law opened her mouth to say something, but ultimately stayed completely silent. Keep calling if she doesn't answer, you useless. Piece of trash, the grandfather roared. I quickly pulled out my phone and kept dialing her number. Finally, on the 10th try, the call actually went through. I immediately put it on speaker. Lu Nu Yin's voice came through, sounding incredibly annoyed. Are you sick in the head? Why are you calling so much? I told you I was working overtime, so stop bothering me. I lowered my voice. Honey, Huang Nam just had a heart attack and is in the operating room right now. If you aren't at the hospital, then where exactly are you? The other end of the line suddenly went dead silent. Then a strange man's voice rang out, full of sheer mockery. Listen to this guy. Lu Nu Yin, Track Zering is checking up on you. Aren't you afraid your colleagues will misunderstand? Right after that, Lu Nu Yin spoke up, sounding completely irritated. Check Zeng, whatever it is, can't it wait until we get home? You actually ran all the way to the hospital to cause a scene, and you're even cursing Huang Nam to get hurt? Your jealousy needs to have a limit. If you end up causing trouble, you ruined my year in review, and I will absolutely not let you off the hook. Before I can even speak, the call just abruptly disconnects right outside the operating room. An incredibly heavy silence completely fills the air. I force a bitter smile, trying hard to look deeply hurt. Her mother's gaze is totally full of avoidance, while Lu Nuyen's grandfather also briefly shows a pretty awkward expression, not saying another word. My brother-in-law's own parents just quietly look at each other, with absolute contempt in their eyes, then let out a totally helpless sigh. Right at that exact moment, the operating room doors suddenly swing wide open. A frantic nurse rushes out in pure panic, shouting that the patient's heart has stopped beating. You are Dr. Lu's family, right? You need to contact her immediately. My eyes just faintly flicker. Every single thing happening right now is playing out exactly like my past life, step by step, repeating perfectly. My mother-in-law completely loses strength in her legs and collapses onto the cold floor. Meanwhile, Lu Yuyen's grandfather cannot keep pretending this has absolutely nothing to do with him. He frantically dials her number, his mouth constantly muttering in panic. It is going to be fine. It is fine. Nguyen is the absolute best heart surgeon in this entire city. She has saved so many critical heart patients before. She can definitely save Huang Nam right now. The phone call finally connects. The old man desperately yells out, Nguyen, get back to the hospital immediately. Your brother's heart stopped. Only you can save him. On the other end comes the loud sound of kids playing and adults laughing together cheerfully. Then Lu Nuyen's voice rings out, sounding incredibly annoyed and totally frustrated. Grandpa, if Tree Checks Young acts crazy, do you have to follow him? Stop making a mess. I spend all year revolving entirely around that guy. I finally got one single day to actually rest. Please, just leave me alone for a bit. There is absolutely nothing going on between me and Chern Chek. His family just returned to the country, so I am only having a simple meal with them. Just one day, please stop calling me over and over. No, Yu Yin, I am not lying to you. Your brother is truly in critical danger, and right now, only you can save him. I am begging you. Please come back, or you will regret this forever. Going back is what I would actually regret. Lu Nuyen's voice is freezing cold, completely devoid of emotion. Hearing that tone, my mother-in-law completely breaks down. She grabs the phone, crying and screaming wildly. Daughter, I am not lying. Your grandfather is not lying either. Your brother is truly in terrible danger right now. If you do not believe Trail Chek Xiang, are you really refusing to even believe your own mother? You need to come back immediately. I quietly sigh in my mind. My mother-in-law clearly knows her daughter is having an affair, yet still actively helps cover it up. To me, she is definitely not a good mother at all. But toward Lu Hyung Nam, she is an incredibly devoted and totally caring parent. Lu Yuyen, are you even listening to me? Would your own mother lie to you? Come back right now. Her grandfather angrily stomps his foot. You, Ian, my eye.
It hurts so much. A man's voice suddenly cries out in deep pain, followed by adults loudly scolding a child. Why would you shoot a marble right at?
His face like that? On the other end, Lu Nuyen's tone instantly fills with intense worry. Chantrek, does it hurt badly? Do not move. Let me...
Take a look. Right after that, her voice turns freezing cold once again. Mother, stop acting. Even if he is truly in danger, it is completely useless now. I just drank quite a bit of alcohol, so I absolutely cannot drive back anyway. With that, she hangs up. The phone slips right out of her trembling hands. Dropping to the floor, she collapses completely, not moving a single muscle for a long time. Lu Yuyen's grandfather falls to his knees, tears streaming down his face, endlessly muttering under his breath. How did New Ian turn out like this? How could she do something so awful, just for some random guy on the outside?
She totally abandons her own family. What an absolute monster. I help her up, staring at the huge swollen lump on her forehead. Honestly,
seeing her raise a daughter like that feels pretty tragic, but I do not feel any sympathy for her whatsoever, because in my previous life, you are not going to believe this. She was actually one of the people who pushed me to my absolute ruin. Eventually, the operating room doors finally open up again.
We are so sorry. We tried absolutely everything. After my brother-in-law passes away, my mother-in-law looks completely soulless, tightly hugging his clothes and crying endlessly. She refuses to eat or drink. Lu Nuyen's grandfather gets so furious he falls violently ill, going absolutely everywhere to recount the hospital incident. Loudly cursing Lu Nuyen for being completely heartless, my brother-in-law's wife, Xiong Ning, immediately rushes back from afar. The moment she sees her husband's remains, she instantly faints on the spot from sheer, overwhelming grief. Tragically, she also ends up losing the 3-month-old child she was carrying. After finally hearing the whole story from her parents, Xiong Ning wipes away her tears, quietly helping me prepare for the funeral. No one wants to send any news to Liu Niyin anymore. Even my mother-in-law has completely lost hope in her. But with something this massive, how could I let her miss out? On the day of my brother-in-law's burial back in our hometown, light rain falls from the gray sky. I stand by the car with an umbrella, watching everyone carry his casket out of the funeral home. In my previous life, on this exact day, Xiong Ning ran me over with her car. My crimson fluid mixed heavily with the falling rain, forming a dark red carpet right before my brother-in-law's casket. Before they can even carry it out, a car suddenly screeches to a harsh halt. Right out front, Lu Yuyin furiously steps out of it, charging straight toward me. I just stare at her with an entirely emotionless face. Before I can even speak, she... Now get ready for this reaction. She slaps me incredibly hard. You absolute bastard! Just to trick me into coming back, you dared to curse my very own brother? The sheer impact knocks me straight into the dirt. The portrait in my hands drops into the mud, covering half of his face, leaving only his freezing cold eyes. Silently staring right at Lu Nuyin. Her eyes are completely red. Who knows if it is from genuine fear or pure rage? She completely loses that gentle, calm demeanor of a professional doctor. Acting totally unhinged, she beats and curses at me. You bastard, I will make you pay for lying. I will make you pay for cursing my brother. I will absolutely destroy you. I completely ignore her violent thrashing, just silently looking at my brother-in-law's portrait, quietly whispering in my heart, Lu.
Huang Nam, take a really good look at your true enemy. When you reach the underworld, make sure you don't blame the wrong person.
The wrong person? Enough! What more do you want? Hearing the loud commotion, the people inside the memorial hall quickly rush right out. Grandpa violently pushes Yen away and yells out loudly, You absolute monster! Your brother could have easily been saved. We called you so many times. Your own mother almost dropped to her knees begging you. But just because of one single word from that guy, you coldly stood by and did nothing. You are the reason your brother is gone. And now you come here causing trouble? What do you want? Lu Nuyen steps back, trying to stay calm. But her eyes are full of pure panic. Grandpa, what are you saying? How could something actually happen to my brother?
Did he seriously lie to me?
Are you all just siding with him? I sit huddled on the ground, letting the heavy rain pour straight onto my face, washing away all the
tears rolling heavily down her cheeks. You are all lying to me. I want to see my brother. Yen screams out loud, charging straight toward the
memorial hall doors. But watch what happens next. She is abruptly forced back as 8 men slowly carry a pitch-black casket right out of
Doors. Didn't you want to find Huang Nam? Well, here he is. Grandpa Lu wipes the freezing rainwater off his old face, his voice full of
bitter sarcasm as he points straight at the casket. Lu Nuyen stumbles forward, her legs giving out completely, making her collapse right onto the
ground. Who are you faking this sadness for? Your husband asked you to come back. You said he lied. I told you. You said I lied. Your own poor mom knelt down begging you, and you still said she lied. Do you honestly believe we were all just tricking you? Or is it that deep down,
your brother's life meant way less to you than a meal with some random guy outside? No, it is not like that. Huang Nam is
my brother? He raised me since I was little. He loved me just like his own daughter. Honestly, she and Lu Huang Nam never really got along well. He lost his father very early on. My mother-in-law traveled absolutely everywhere just to make a living, leaving only him and Yin to rely on each other. In his eyes, I was never quite good enough for Lu Nuyen. Every single time we met, he acted superior, his tone packed with pure contempt. In the past, I was constantly being compared to him, and in Yin's heart, time and time again, he always ended up being the absolute winner. Yin would always defend him completely unconditionally, but right now, it is finally his turn to be forcefully put on the scale and compared. And this time, his total failure ended up costing him absolutely everything. Maybe this is exactly how fate always delivers its inevitable karma. Smack! And the sheer denial from Lu Yuyen completely enrages her grandfather. Watching that sight, a strange sense of satisfaction rises up. If my body wasn't aching so terribly, I'd probably want to stream right back. Scream at her. Just let it out. Someone slowly helps me up. I tightly hold my brother-in-law's portrait, standing quietly aside, bowing my head, carefully wiping the mud off the glass. But right after I clean it, Liu Ruyan charges over, aggressively shoving me down to the ground. She takes all her absolute fury out on me. She yells, "It's you! You caused my brother to pass away. Without you, his heart wouldn't have failed. You're a total jinx. Bring him back." I fall back into the puddle again, the framed portrait flying right out of my hands, landing straight into the mud. Sharp rocks deeply slice my palms open, getting them pretty badly injured. But even with that, both Grandpa Liu and Ruyan act exactly like they don't see a single thing. Zhao Ziyang, you never liked my brother. You felt he always looked down on you, that he didn't even respect you. But he's my own flesh and blood. How could you let him pass away? You monster. I'll make you pay. Right now, Ruyan looks exactly like a wild, raging beast. Her state is even more completely out of control than in my past life. That's right. Back then, they actually had a valid reason to blame me. Because back then, waiting outside the surgery room, I was completely alone. And that call I made to him? Nobody else heard it, so they could make up absolutely any lie to frame me. But you have to see this. This time is different. My mother-in-law, Grandpa,
Lu, Yangning, the parents, they all saw it with their own eyes. Ruyan has nowhere left to hide, no excuses to make, so she can
only lose her mind in pure rage. I swallow my comeback, grab my head, and curl up. Today is the day my brother-in-law is finally laid to rest. Even if the Liu family doesn't care, the Yang family definitely won't let Ruyan ruin this. And sure enough, as the casket gets placed on the vehicle, young Ning helps her parents walk out of the hall. Get out. Don't you dare ruin my husband's final journey. Yang Ning furiously grabs Ruyan's arm, lands a blistering slap right on her face, and then fiercely grabs her by the collar, forcefully shaking her around. Grandpa Liu quickly rushes over to stop it. Yang Ning, stop hitting her. Be careful not to cause a tragedy. I try suppressing my whole body's pain, letting out a pretty cold laugh. What a family, always trying to shift the blame onto someone else. It wasn't me, it's all because of
Zhao Ziyang. He hated my brother. He tricked me on purpose, stopping me from coming back. He's the one who made him pass away. Ru Yang furiously screams out, even trying to jump up and attack me. Yang Ning is so angry that her veins are practically popping out. If her parents weren't standing right here, she might have actually believed all of Rayun's lies. She immediately shows Rayun hard back onto the ground, pulls out her phone, and quickly opens up. A surveillance video. And this is where it all makes sense. It's the exact scene from that day. In the footage, a kid runs up, screaming at my brother-in-law. They spat out such harsh words. Then, a hard shove to the ground. My brother-in-law was already completely exhausted from overworking, and that little brat provoked him. The provocation worked. His heart condition flared up instantly. I sent this exact video to Duong Ning entirely anonymously. In my past life, Lulu Yin covered it up. Up until my final days, Tran Trak's niece, the real mastermind, walked away completely scot-free. But in this new life, I absolutely refuse to let that happen again. Did you not want to find the one who ruined Huang Nam? Look right here. This little brat is the culprit. Tran Trak's niece, Tran Yi. Go ahead and destroy her. Make her pay. Lu Nuyen just stares back, eyes wide open, fixed on the screen. She watches the video over and over, shaking her head. No way. It cannot be. How could it be? Why? There must be someone putting her up to this. I tell Nuyen, Huang Nam is gone, and you are still defending an outsider? I grab his black and white portrait, shoving it right in her face. Look at this. He is your very own biological brother. Suddenly, Nuyen glares right back. Me. It was you, she yells. It has to be you, you absolute jerk. You couldn't stand me sneaking around with Tran Trak, so you
purposely manipulated. Yeah, you wanted to hit two birds with one stone, destroying both Tran Trak and my brother. I just let out a cold laugh.
You don't love me, always protecting that guy on the side. I endured that. But Huang Nam is your own brother. He is completely gone now. Yet all you talk about is Tran Trak. Nuyen, do you have any humanity left at all? Right as those words leave my mouth, Duong Ning roars in absolute fury. She swings her hand, slapping Yu Yin across the face over and over again. Honestly, if it wasn't for family and friends stepping in right on time to pull her away, Nuyen might have been completely beaten to a pulp on the spot. Everyone just naturally assumes Duong Nin is just lashing out in a moment of pure anger. But I know the truth. Duong Ning has lost all hope. In my past life, actually drove a car right into Nuyen to finish her, but this time she holds back. Thanks to that surveillance video I sent over, she finally realized the people who ruined Huang Nam were not just Nuyen, but also Tran Trak and his entire family. I am begging you, Duong Nin. Please don't let me down. Tran Trak's niece, Tran Yi, just turned 12. She is not quite old enough to take full criminal responsibility. Because of that, Duong Ning didn't even bother calling the cops. After my brother-in-law is laid to rest, Nuyen vanishes without a single trace. My mother-in-law? Totally devastated by the loss, crying and sighing every single day. As for me, I start prepping the divorce papers. My own mother passed
away early. My dad remarried and had a new kid. I haven't spoken to him in many years now. Honestly, I have no real family left in
this world. Otherwise, the Liu family would never have dared to openly frame me like that in my past life. Coming back home, the moment I open the door, dust hits my face. I haven't been back for a week, and Nguyen never returned either. I just quietly pack up my clothes and documents, then head out to rent an apartment while hunting for a divorce lawyer. Lawyer Trung gets up early to help me draft the divorce agreement. I am leaving completely empty-handed. I am worried that if I drag this out, the Liu family will protect Nguyen's precious reputation by continuing to blame me for Huang Nam's demise. Now listen to this. I never once doubted they would pull a stunt like that. In my past life, did they really not know I was innocent? They were just playing dumb. When I walk into my mother-in-law's house holding that divorce agreement, my gut feeling becomes reality. Tree Track Jung, you still dare to show your face? I asked EE already. It was you who manipulated her into finding my brother, you absolute monster. Nguyen points right at me, screaming her lungs out in pure rage. My mother-in-law also shoots me this completely
unbelievable look of disgust. Grandpa Lu is just radiating hatred. I let out a cold laugh, tossing the divorce agreement right onto the table. Nu Yen?
how Huang Nam met his end. Everyone in this room knows exactly what happened. If you are absolutely determined to pin this entirely on me, then
Let's just call the cops. Manipulating a minor into committing a crime is literally breaking the law, you know? We can't call the cops.
Nu Yen snaps back instantly, without even thinking. I just laugh in absolute contempt, looking straight at my mother-in-law and Grandpa Lu. Do you two know exactly why she's too scared to call the police? Because Tran Trek is the one who actually manipulated Tran Yi into cursing out Huang. Nam, shut your mouth, True Trox Young. If you keep talking nonsense, I will end you. Nu Yen shrieks, cutting me off completely. I just smile, pulling out my phone and playing an audio recording. Trantrack, is what Yi Yi said true? Did you really tell her to curse out my brother? No, it wasn't me. So YY is lying then? Let's go confront her right now. No, it's not like that, Nu Yen. I am sorry. It was Huang Nam. He called me a homewrecker, a total scumbag, and even hit me. YY saw the whole thing. The kid is little. She doesn't understand things. Just wanted to get payback for her uncle. She never meant to hurt Huang Nam. Huang Nam actually hit you? Yu Yen, I never told you this. I was sick back then, yet Huang Nam called some thugs to beat me up. If YY wasn't there that day, would have lost my life. Oh, Tran Trek, you have suffered so much. I will endure anything for you. Can you believe this? Once the recording ends, Nu Yen's face shifts straight from furious to completely humiliated and deeply enraged. She lunges right at me to snatch my phone away. I easily dodge. Her hand, taking 2 steps back and turning off the audio. Nu Yen, you lie so much that even you are starting to believe your own completely fabricated stories, huh? In my past life, I perfectly understood the deep-rooted, toxic selfishness running through the Lu family's veins. So this time around, I took some major precautions. While recovering, I hired someone to tail Tran Trek and Nu Yen. At first, I just wanted to snap a few cozy little photos of them to force Nu Yen into divorcing me. I never expected to capture this insane conversation. Nu Yen, is all of this stuff actually the truth? My mother-in-law's lips are visibly trembling, her cloudy eyes staring intensely at Nu Yen in shock. This time, even she herself is totally. She couldn't kid herself anymore. She might forgive Lu Nu Yen, since that's her own daughter, but what about Tran Trek and Tran Yi? Who are they? Lu Nu Yen ignored her own brother's enemy for an outsider. This made my mother-in-law, who just lost her son, feel totally betrayed. Now she only had her daughter to lean on. That sense of safety was gone. Today, Lu Nu Yen could toss her own brother aside for Tran Trek. Tomorrow, she could easily throw her own mother under the bus for Tran Trek too. From this exact second, everything just changed completely. This wasn't just about getting payback for Lu Hong Nam anymore. My mother-in-law would never let Tran Trek off the hook. Lu Nu Yen, absolute monster. You have zero conscience. Just breathing the same air as you makes me sick to my stomach. Sign it. Tomorrow, we go to the Civil Bureau. Getting those divorce papers. My voice was probably way too cold, so Lu Yen screamed out, "Keep dreaming." I held up my phone. You don't have to sign it, but this recording, it's going to everyone you know. Lu Yen lunged straight at me. She snatched my phone and smashed it hard on the ground. I stepped back, keeping my distance from her. I already set an automatic timer. Scheduled via email for 3 p.m. today. Watch how this plays out. If I don't cancel it, this recording goes straight to the city hospital's website. Major media accounts. And even Duong Ning. She yelled, "Trio Trach Duong, why are you doing this to me? I already told you everything." Tran Trek and I have absolutely nothing going on. I never did anything to betray you. How much longer are you going to cause a scene? A scene? Lu Nu Yen, at this point you still think I'm making a fuss just because you cheated? In your eyes, is your own brother's life really worth so little? Let me tell you right now, I want this divorce. And it's not even because you betrayed me behind my back. It's because I can't live with someone so blindly obsessed with love that they'd casually abandon their own flesh and blood to perish. Just left him there without a care. It's not like that, Tree Track Young. You're talking nonsense. I didn't abandon my brother. It's all because of you. It's you! You always ruin things when I was with Trontrock. That's why that day I thought you were just tricking me. I don't
Want to hear your garbage anymore? Take those words and go lie to your brother's ghost. Sign it right now. 10 whole minutes left until 3.
Nu Nguyen's face instantly turned vicious. True Chakseung, without me, you're absolutely nothing. If you really want a divorce so badly, then fine.
Don't even dream of taking anything from my family. I casually tossed the divorce agreement at her. I'm leaving empty-handed. Lu Nguyen looked at it. Seeing the terms inside, she was instantly humiliated and furious. She quickly signed her name, then violently threw the agreement right into my face. I didn't feel insulted at all. Honestly, she was acting like a pathetic cornered dog. Don't forget to show up at the Civil Bureau tomorrow.
I grabbed the divorce agreement, walked right out. Whether Lu Nguyen shows up tomorrow doesn't even matter. My absolute decisive attitude.
Today was enough to make the Lu family understand my resolve. They know I completely despise Lu Nguyen, so they won't even try dreaming of using this marriage to tie me down anymore. As for Lu Nguyen's final ending, I decided that a long time ago.
Not divorcing is fine too. My mother-in-law didn't make me wait long. She now saw Lu Nguyen as her only pillar, to force her to cut ties. With Tran-Track, she followed her to work every single day, rain or shine. When Lu Nguyen worked the night shift, she'd roll out a blanket and sleep right inside her office. She told anyone she met that Lu Nguyen was being targeted by outside men. As a result, within a 3-meter radius of Lu Nguyen, not even a male mosquito dared to come close. Until one day, my mother-in-law accidentally eavesdropped on a phone call. It was between Lu Nguyen and Tran-Trach while she was in the restroom. She completely lost her mind. She dragged Grandpa Lu along. And a few relatives stormed into Tran-Trach's company, stripped him entirely, and threw him right onto the street. After that epic scene, she even ran to every single Tran family relative's house. Holding a megaphone, she broadcasted that Tran-Trach was an absolute scumbag, a homewrecker, and the indirect culprit who caused his own girlfriend's brother to perish. Of course, Tran Yenye couldn't escape the fallout either. Tran Yenye had just entered 6th grade. Right in front of her school gates, a massive banner was hung up. Class 6-3, Tran Yi is a monster. Hearing what my mother-in-law did, I burst out laughing. Compared to Lu Huangnam's life, all of this was basically nothing. But honestly, it still made my heavy heart feel a little satisfied. Can you feel the tension ramping up? I was looking forward to Duang Nin's next move even more. Duang Nin clearly wanted to investigate everything thoroughly, not letting a single enemy slip by. So she acted way slower than my mother-in-law. But during the final 3 days of the cooldown, period before our divorce was finalized, she finally made her move. And man, she was way more ruthless than I ever imagined. In my eyes, the only ones who deserved the worst were Tran-Trach and Tran Yi. But she broke into the Tran family home at midnight and completely wiped out all 6 family members. Tran-Trach's parents, his older brother, his sister-in-law, Tran-Trach, and Tran Yi. During this absolute nightmare, Tran Yi was brutally broken and faded away in pure agony. Tran-Trach was completely hollowed out and silenced forever. The rest of them were taken out, instantly on the spot. That very night, Lu Nguyen was working the night shift at the hospital. After eliminating the entire Tran family, Dung Ning used Tran-Trach's phone to text Lu Nguyen. Nguyen, I made some late-night snacks. Your mom is here, so it's not convenient for me to come up. Come down and get it. Lu Nguyen looked at her sleeping mother, then quickly hurried downstairs in the dark. A completely unfiltered smile of anticipation showed on her face. Tran-Trach, where are you? Lu Nguyen. An animal like you doesn't even deserve to be his sister. Dung Nin roars out for Hyung Nam, bringing that heavy axe down. Lu Nguyen instinctively raises her arms to block, but the blade slices straight through. It severs her arms completely. Her agonizing scream instantly grabs the hospital guard's attention. A bright flashlight beam cuts through the dark corridor, shining onto the horrifying scene. The light exposes Dung Ning's terrifying face, completely covered in sheer carnage. Lu Nguyen twitches in absolute agony. Unfazed, Dung Ning just raises her weapon right back up. She swings it right into her face. The heavy blade sinks deep into her skull. This time around, she does not even get a chance to make a single sound. My mother-in-law secretly watched from behind, witnessing this entire nightmare unfold firsthand. She lets out one truly horrifying shriek before completely passing out on the cold floor.
I am not divorced. I am a widower. My mother-in-law completely lost her mind. She lost her son, then watched her daughter get eliminated firsthand. Her sanity completely shattered forever.
Now she just wanders around aimlessly every single day, frantically searching for her daughter. Meanwhile, Dong-nin took down 7 different people in just one chaotic night.
3 of them suffered brutal torment before finally falling. This incredibly severe case instantly explodes into the biggest trending topic all over the internet right now. The whole scandal with Lu Nyu Yen, Tron Trok, and Lu Huang Nam gets fully exposed. Even though Nyu Yen and Tron Trok have perished, they still face brutal backlash.
Netizens relentlessly curse them as absolute trash. Relatives connected to the Tran family face huge fallout, and everyone desperately rushes to cut ties with them as fast as possible.
Because of this, hardly anyone even bothers showing up to the Tran family's funeral. Surprisingly, the online community completely takes Duong-nin's side in this whole ordeal.
But the law shows absolutely zero mercy here. Her lightest possible sentence is life behind bars. But catch this, before facing trial, she chose her own permanent exit. Right inside the detention center, Duong-ning's parents bury her next to Lu Huang Nam, sell their house, and leave the city forever. Meanwhile, I end up inheriting everything.
I secure Lu Nyu Yen's fortune, keeping a portion for Grandpa Liu so he can care for my mother-in-law. The old man was schemed against by his family his whole life.
But he still recognizes my mother-in-law as true Liu family, so no matter how insanely tough things get, he will absolutely never abandon her. As for all the remaining wealth,
I donate every single cent to charity. It goes to help sick people who cannot afford treatment, basically building up some good karma for myself in the long run.
after that, I pack my bags, leave this city behind, and start a completely fresh new life. My previous life honestly felt like walking through one endless, brutal nightmare.
But in this life, I finally wake up from that terror. A brilliant, wide-open future eagerly waits ahead.